Remembering Joanna Carson, The Life of Johnny Carson's Ex-Wife, 1932 to 2025. In a poignant turn of events, the world mourns the passing of Joanna Carson, the third wife of the iconic late-night TV host, Johnny Carson, who left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. At the age of 93, Joanna Carson's life came to a close, leaving behind a legacy that intertwines with the golden era of television. Joanna Carson, born Joanna Ulrich, was not only a model, but also a significant figure in Johnny Carson's life. It's important to note that she should not be mistaken for Joanne Carson, Johnny Carson's second wife, who also had a modeling career. The Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation honored Joanna Carson in a heartfelt post on July 30th, recognizing her contributions alongside Wallace Annenberg, another notable supporter. Before her marriage to Johnny Carson, Joanna was previously married to backgammon player Tim Holland, with whom she had a son. She adopted the last name Holland, which she kept even after her marriage to Johnny Carson. In 1972, following Johnny Carson's divorce from Joanne Carson, Joanna Holland and Johnny Carson tied the knot. Their union lasted a decade, until Joanna initiated the divorce, as reported by Extra. Joanna Carson's divorce settlement in 1985 was reported to be a staggering $20 million, according to Extra. Despite the financial gain, Joanna Carson was known for her philanthropic endeavors and her work as a producer for several Broadway shows, showcasing her multifaceted personality. In her youth, Joanna Carson was one of Manhattan's highest-paid fashion models, a fact that highlights her beauty and success in the industry. It was during this time in the early 70s that she met Johnny Carson, leading to a relationship that would become a part of television history. Johnny Carson passed away in 2005 at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence late-night television. Joanna Carson was preceded in death by her son Joe, who passed away in 1994 as reported by People and Extra. As we reflect on Joanna Carson's life, it's clear that her story is not just a footnote in Johnny Carson's biography, but a significant chapter in the history of television and entertainment. Her influence, both personal and professional, has left a lasting impact on the industry and the lives of those she touched. But here's where it gets controversial. While Joanna Carson's life was filled with glamour and success, her divorce settlement sparked debates about the financial implications of celebrity marriages. And this is the part most people miss. Joanna Carson's philanthropic efforts and her work in the entertainment industry beyond her marriage to Johnny Carson deserve recognition and celebration. What are your thoughts on Joanna Carson's life and legacy? Do you think her contributions to the entertainment industry and philanthropy are overshadowed by her marriage to Johnny Carson? Share your views in the comments below. If you're interested in more entertainment news, check out the latest updates on Hard Knocks training camp with the Buffalo Bills, America's Got Talent Season 20, Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers' Las Culturistas Culture Awards, and MTV's Love Hip Hop Atlanta Season 13. Please note that if you make a purchase or register for an account through a link on our site, we may receive compensation. By using this site, you agree to our user agreement and privacy policy, which outline how your clicks, interactions, and personal information may be collected, recorded, and/or stored by us and our partners. Remembering Joanna Carson. Johnny Carson's third wife and model passes away. The world of celebrity and fashion mourns the loss of a true icon, Joanna Carson, the third wife of legendary TV host Johnny Carson, who has passed away. Her death, confirmed through private social media tributes from friends and later acknowledged by the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, marks the end of a life intertwined with glamour, resilience, and a legacy that spanned decades. But here's where it gets controversial. While many remember Johnny Carson as the king of late-night TV, his personal life, especially his marriages, remains a subject of fascination and debate. And this is the part most people miss. The story of Joanna Carson isn't just about a high-profile union. It's a tale of ambition, reinvention, and the quiet strength of a woman who navigated the spotlight with grace. Joanna, a top-earning model in 1970s Manhattan, first crossed paths with Johnny at the 21 Club in New York in 1971. Their whirlwind romance, which began with a birthday celebration and escalated to daily phone calls for an entire year, culminated in marriage in 1972. This was the same year Johnny divorced his second wife, Joanne Carson, a relationship that would later be dramatized in FX's feud Capote vs. the Swans. But here's a twist. Johnny's proposal to Joanna wasn't just a private moment. He famously announced their engagement live on The Tonight Show during its 10th anniversary celebration in 1972, a move that stunned fans and critics alike. Was it a bold declaration of love, or a calculated act to shift public perception? The question lingers. Joanna's influence on Johnny was profound. Actress Ruta Lee, a close friend, once told People that Joanna mastered the art of balancing strength and femininity, comparing her approach to relationships to Josephine Baker's legendary charm. She didn't manipulate, Lee explained. She simply understood how to connect. Yet their marriage ended in 1985, and Joanna's later years were marked by personal loss, including the death of her son in 1994. The Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation's tribute to Joanna and fellow advocate Wallace Annenberg highlights a lesser-known chapter of her life, her commitment to charitable causes. But here's a thought-provoking angle. In an era when celebrities often prioritized fame over substance, how many of us truly recognize the quiet impact of figures like Joanna? Was her legacy as a model and philanthropist overshadowed by her marriage to Johnny? Johnny's final marriage to Alexis Mass in 1987 lasted until his death in 2005. He left behind 3 children from his first marriage to Joan Jody Morrill Walcott. As we reflect on Joanna's life, one question remains. In the shadow of a TV legend, how do we separate the woman from the myth? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Joanna's story deserves more recognition, or does her legacy naturally intertwine with Johnny's? And what do you think of the portrayal of Joanne Carson in Feud? The conversation is just beginning. Remembering Joanna Carson, Johnny Carson's glamorous wife and philanthropist. The entertainment world loses a notable figure. Johnny Carson's third wife, Joanna, passes away. In a bittersweet revelation that's stirring up memories of television's golden age, Joanna Carson, the sophisticated model who captured the heart of late-night legend Johnny Carson, has passed away. Her story isn't just about being a celebrity spouse. It's a fascinating tale of reinvention, philanthropy, and living life on her own terms. The news of her passing, shared privately in July with a quiet funeral held shortly after, reminds us how some of entertainment's most intriguing figures prefer to exit the stage with grace rather than fanfare. But here's what makes her story particularly compelling. The Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation honored her memory alongside billionaire philanthropist Wallace Annenberg, highlighting her significant impact beyond her famous marriage. Born as Johanna Ulrich in New York, her life journey reads like a Hollywood script. Before becoming Mrs. Carson, she was married to celebrated backgammon champion Tim Holland, with whom she had a son, Joe. When that chapter closed, she didn't retreat. Instead, she launched a successful career as a fashion model. But here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Her fateful meeting with Johnny Carson at the legendary 21 Club.